Throughout Minecraft's resurgence, its multiplayer scene has grown significantly, and with that comes a lot of new servers like MCC Island, Hoplite, and more. So today I decided to head back over to the tier list and rank every Minecraft server. As always, make sure to comment down below your own rankings because I'm always interested to see what you guys think. Anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's just get right into the tier list. Alright, so really quick, before we get into the rankings, I just wanted to go through the tiers really quick with you guys. At the top, we have the best, which means, of course, these are the best Minecraft servers out there right now, in my opinion, and yeah, they're top tier. Below that, we have great, which means they aren't top tier Minecraft servers, but they're still really solid and definitely above average, and a lot of people really like them. Below that, we have decent, which is, your average Minecraft server. It's not anything really special about it, but it still has some pretty unique game modes, and it's pretty fun all around. Below that, we have needs improvements, which is like, a server that is below average and definitely does need some things to get it, get going again, basically, because it's like sort of dead, but not really, but it definitely does need some improvements. And then below that, of course, at the bottom, we have boring, which is, of course, the dead / boring Minecraft servers that nobody really plays on because they just don't really want to because they're boring. And now with the tiers out of the way, let's just get right into the rankings. Alright, so first up we have Cubecraft, and Cubecraft's been around for a while, to be honest. I mean, it's one of the older servers definitely out there, and yeah, it's definitely like kind of getting up there in age. I mean, it's been around for what, almost like a decade now, I think, around there. Like it's been around for a long time. And I would say surprisingly that its Java server actually isn't that popular anymore. It's really the Bedrock server, I think, that's been carrying Cubecraft lately, but nonetheless the Java server still averages around like 800 700 players, so it does average a decent amount, but I think the Bedrock server definitely does bring in a really solid amount of players monthly for the server. So all around, I think Cubecraft's pretty good. I mean, it's got some cool game modes. It's got its own Skyblock, it's got Skywars, it's got Egg Wars, it's got free-for-all, it's got parkour, it's got everything you want, really, in a Minecraft server. And to be honest, at the end of the day, I don't think it's really anything special, but I still think it's a pretty cool server to play on. And, if you just want to have fun with your friends and you want to play, like, 1.8 PvP, then at the end of the day, it's Cubecraft's going to be a kind of fun place to go. So I'm going to give it decent tier. Next up, we have Hoplite, and Hoplite's actually one of the newest servers on this list. It averages around 1,000 players a day, which is pretty crazy. It's actually run by popular YouTuber SpeedSilver and his whole team of developers, and they do a really good job at running it. It's a very quality server. Its main game mode is Hoplite Royale, which is basically like a UHC type Battle Royale game mode, and they have duels on the way, and it's all around a really fun server. You can play solo, or you can play, what is it called? Team? It's not Team Royale. It's Civilization. It's Civ Royale, basically, where you play with a team of 9 or 6, I think, or team of 10, maybe, I don't know. But you can have up to 3 in your party, so you can play with 2 of your friends, and it has voice chat too, which is really cool. And not a lot of other servers on this list actually do have voice chat. I think actually Hoplite might be the only one. And yeah, Hoplite's still really fun to play on, and since it's one of the newer servers on this list, I don't know if I'm going to put it in the best yet, but for right now, it is still really fun to play on, and I have a lot of fun playing on it, so I'm going to give it great tier for now. Next up, we have Hypixel. Hypixel is very interesting. It at one point was the best server in all of Minecraft and was the top server in all of Minecraft. It still is, don't get me wrong, especially in North America. But to be honest, they've kind of gotten a little bit lazy when it comes to updates. They don't really update the server that much, especially their popular game modes like Skywars and Bedwars. The only real updates they give is in Skyblock, which is their main game mode, and pulls around, I think, what, 20,000 players a day? Something like that. It's crazy insane. Most of the players are AFK, though, and they're kind of just farming. But yeah, Skyblock is huge on Hypixel, so I will give them that. They do have a really huge Skyblock server. It's a very popular game mode. They're most popular by far. But they still do have some really solid other game modes that they did innovate in Skywars and Bedwars. And yeah, that's what has gained them their popularity over time. But they do have a ton of game modes. I mean, a ton. We're talking like 20, 30, I think. Close to that. It's a lot. But yeah, nonetheless, Hypixel is still a really fun server to play on, even though it is on 1.8 PvP, and everybody's kind of like, 1.8 PvP is better because they play on Hypixel and it's popular. I don't really buy that. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna say Hypixel still is one of the best servers, so I'm gonna give it the best tier. But I don't know, it could be dethroned someday by some other servers on this list. Next up, we have Minecraft Central. Minecraft Central is a very interesting server. I don't think it's a server that's really popular, but it does pull in around 1,000 players a day, which is pretty crazy, to be honest, considering I've never heard of it before I was researching for this video, and most of you probably haven't heard of it as well. It is a decently sized server, though. I mean, it can hold up to 10,000 players, which is pretty impressive. And I think back in the day, like back in the 2010s, I think it was pretty popular, but in recent years it's kind of died off. It only has 5 game modes: Capture the Flag, Lifesteal, Skyblock, Prisons, and Survival. So it doesn't have that much variety. It's kind of iffy. I tried to join a game of Capture the Flag, and I had a little bit of fun, but not really. I mean, I had some pretty cool moments. But for the most part, I think it was like kind of hit or miss. You're either going to really like the server, or you're really not. I mean, some of its game modes are just kind of rip-offs, like the Lifesteal game mode. It's just a straight rip-off from another server on this list, and also, from the Lifesteal SMP. And the Skyblock is probably, I think, their most popular game mode. I didn't see anybody on the Prisons game mode, so I don't think anybody plays that, but I think Skyblock, along with Hypixel, is the most popular game mode for this server, so that makes sense. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna give Minecraft Central boring tier. It's bottom of the barrel, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I don't recommend logging on to it. Next up, we have TubNet, a server with a lot of potential, and yeah, it's not going so well. I mean, this server has definitely fallen off. I mean, it didn't even really have a peak, to be honest. I guess its peak was its open beta when over like 4,000 players tried to log on or something like that, and the servers ended up crashing. And then Tubbo had a whole had a whole explanation for it, and then he ended up making that video about how he lost $1 million, like over $1 million. On this server, which is insane considering it doesn't even pull in a consistent viewer or a consistent player base of 10. Like, that's crazy. And yeah, this server, it definitely lacks a lot of things. It only has 4 game modes: Battle Royale, which is sort of unique because it has its own textures and has some, what would you say, unique aspects to the game. And then it has Light Strike, which is kind of like a CSGO Capture the Flag type of thing. And then it has Knockout, which is actually its most popular game mode, and it's a very interesting, I guess, take on the 1.8 PvP style, where it's just kind of you punch people off, and you kind of spam click. I guess you could, combo click and stuff like that. But you spam click, and you get your own, crystallized blocks. It's kind of fun. I got into a game or two, and I found it pretty fun, to be honest. But besides that, it doesn't really have much to offer when it comes to just the overall server, and that's why I'm going to put it in needs improvements. It needs serious improvements. I mean, this server has a lot of potential, just at the end of the day, wasn't marketed well, and yeah, just had a terrible launch and couldn't recover. So hopefully TubNet can get out of the trenches soon, but yeah, for right now, it definitely needs some improvement. Next up, we have MCC Island, the public server of Minecraft Championship, with a lot of its game modes, including Parkour Warrior, Sky Battle, Battle Box, Hole in the Wall, and much more, and with its own unique game mode, Dynaball. And with many other game modes coming soon, this server has arguably the most potential on this list. I mean, dude, MCC Island is great. I have a lot of fun on it personally, and yeah, I think everybody that's played on it has either loved it or, hated it, and I think for the most part, it's a majority love it. I mean, there is some problems here and there with lag, because it still technically is in its open beta, but for the most part, I think MCCI is a lot of fun, and I would highly recommend it to most people. Most people who love Minecraft servers are probably going to enjoy MCC Island, and its unique and fun game modes are really cool. Personally, I'm a big fan of Parkour Survivor, but you could be a big fan of Sky Battle or Battle Box. You could be more PvP central, So at the end of the day, MCC Island has a little bit of something for everyone, and that's why I'm going to put it in great tier. And last, but certainly not least, we have Lifesteal, which is where Lifesteal SMP members came together and decided, hey, since everybody's copying our idea about the Lifesteal SMP and either making it into their own SMP or making it into a server, why not we just end that all and make our own public Lifesteal SMP? So that's what they did. They grabbed a team of developers. It took a little while, according to RecRap, and that's, it makes sense. I mean, server development does take a while, but it took a little bit of a while, and they were able to finally get it done recently, and the server ended up launching in the past month, and it's actually really fun, to be honest. I mean, personally, I'm not a huge Lifesteal guy, so I don't have the most fun with it like I do on other servers, but to be honest, it's still really fun at the end of the day, and yeah, I could see a ton of Lifesteal SMP fans really loving this server. It already averages around like 1,000 players a day, which is crazy, to be honest, and I could see it having really high highs, but also potentially some really low lows. So we're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna have to wait the ship out and see what the final verdict on the Lifesteal SMP is. But for right now, personally, I would put it in the decent tier. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for my ranking of every Minecraft server in a tier list. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and comment down below what your own ranking is of my selected servers. Again, I will leave the link of the tier list down below, so if you want to make your own tier list of this and, make your own images and make a totally different ranking with a totally separate set of servers, go right ahead. I'm totally down for that. And yeah, tweet at me at RipcordYT your own ranking, or maybe just comment it down below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.